Hello, speech students. We're going to introduce ourselves to public speaking today, amongst some other things. So if you want to open up your public speaking intro PowerPoint, which is on your course materials page, hang along with me here. So what is public speaking? That's pretty easy. It's speaking in public. Actually, it's speaking to an audience in a public setting, or sometimes in a private setting, but usually in a public setting. It involves the delivery of a message from one speaker with a specific purpose to a specific audience on a specific occasion. So it's remember that the message is very important. You're delivering a particular message to a particular person or audience on a specific occasion. What we say is this, and I want you to remember this. We deliver a message on this day for this purpose on this occasion. Okay? So we go on to slide 3. Why do we need it? I think probably most of you, even if you have just gotten out of high school, can think back to many occasions when you needed to speak in front of a group. Perhaps it was just your classmates, your class that you were taking. Perhaps you were asked to give a eulogy at a funeral of maybe a grandparent. Or maybe you needed to introduce somebody. That's going to be our first speech, introduction of somebody. But at any rate, tons of opportunities, tons of, I call them all opportunities. There shouldn't be any dread. After we get out of this course, there won't be any dread. And I'm going to tell you right off the bat what my philosophy is about public speaking course. This is your safe place. I mean, normally if we were in a classroom, I would say, this is it. Let her rip, do whatever you want, be funny, be outrageous, think of really crazy attention getters, or be very serious, or be very sentimental, cry if you want to, if you feel like it. Let's not put on any crying, but I am all for that because this is where you're learning. Yes, you're being graded, but nobody's going to get graded so harshly that they're going to come home crying, okay? This is where you learn it, so it's safe. And my feeling is this, that when you leave this course at the end of the semester, I want you to feel safer and more comfortable standing up in front of a group. Not that I'm expecting you to be a perfect speaker at the end of a semester. I am not, and perhaps you are not. That takes years of experience. You see these people who make it so easy on television. They've been doing it for 20, 30, 40 years. That's why it looks so easy. It's become old hat to them. But it's not to us. Every time we speak, it's kind of a big deal, right? So I just want you to be comfortable up in front of a crowd. All right, there is no way that in 4 months I can make you into a money-making machine giving speeches. Some of you might already be there. And I want you to give that some thought, to maybe speaking on certain topics that you know are very important, that you speak very sincerely on, or that you're very funny about, and you can make money all the while you're in school. Basically, we want people to hear and respond to our messages the way we intend them to be heard and understood. When I get up and give a speech, I don't want you to walk away with the wrong message. I don't want you to walk away totally misunderstanding what I said. So that's why we need to have public speaking skills. If I have an important message, I want to make sure you get that message exactly the way I want you to get it. On slide 5, so what is it? Is public speaking the same as conversing? No, but there are similarities. I mean, your lips are moving, right? Similarities are that you are going to have, we hope, logically organized thoughts, messages tailored to your audience, stories told for maximum impact. I have actually seen comedians on TV who flopped, like on the old Johnny Carson show. Nobody laughed, all right? That's horrible. And back then, Johnny Carson either waved you off the stage or he just never, ever invited you again. So we want, if you're going to tell stories, we want them to be maximum impact. And there are differences between conversing and giving a speech, of course. The differences are on slide 5. Public speaking is more highly structured. Public speaking requires more formal language. Public speaking requires a different method of delivery. Public speaking involves focused, organized thinking. When you get set up in front of the class, in front of a congregation at a church, or anywhere, a club, a PTA, you are given a time limit. They'll say, oh, just speak 3 or 4 minutes. You have to be organized in order not to go over. I know early in my career, I did that quite often. I'd be told, you've got 5 minutes, and then at 12 minutes, they're going, cut it. I wasn't prepared. I didn't practice enough. I didn't write things down in an outline form. I just really wasn't prepared, and so I went way over. Public speaking involves relationships among ideas, soundness of evidence, differences between fact and opinion. When you are giving opinion, the audience needs to know that it's opinion. But if you're going to give opinion, you better back it up with some evidence. Okay? So you can either give a speech that's all about facts, and that may be an informational speech, or you give a speech with facts and then your opinion on those facts, and then you might be called to be giving a persuasive speech. Is speaking the same thing as communicating? No. I can talk till I am blue in the face, but that doesn't mean that you have understood my message in the same way I intended it to be understood. My lips are moving, sound is coming out of my mouth, but that doesn't mean I am making sense to you. We move on to 7. Then what is communication and who and what's involved? We'll get a little bit into the communication process. We have 7 parts of the communication process, and they are speaker, message, channel, listener, feedback, interference, and situation. All 7 necessary. And we'll have a drawing of that right now so you can see what's going on in this process. Okay, the situation is that big box around the 2 people. They're in this situation, whether the situation is in a room or outside or whatever, that's their situation. Here we have the gal who is sending a message to the fellow on the other side. She is the speaker. He is the listener. They have a channel. The channel, in this case, is face-to-face. They are face-to-face. What am I doing here? I am on a video, and you are online watching this. So this is a, we would call it asynchronous, because it's not going on at the same time. You're not seeing me as I'm recording this. I'm seeing me, but you're not seeing me. Then we have, she sent him a message, and he sends something back to her, which is called feedback. Feedback. He responds to her message. And then this, crooked line between them is interference. It is anything that is getting in the way of her expressing exactly the message she wants to express. If I'm speaking in the classroom, perhaps somebody outside is doing groundwork, digging a hole, whatever they're doing. They're making noise. It's distracting. If you come to class before your speech and you didn't eat and it's in the afternoon, you may be distracted by your hunger, and hunger can be very uncomfortable. If you come to class and in the middle of class before your speech, or even if you're not giving a speech and you get a headache is interference. It will affect the way you express yourself. It will affect your tone of voice. It affects a lot of things. I'm going to pause it right here and we'll continue.